Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Well, to my West Coasters, to my East Coasters, good afternoon, and to my Europeans, good evening. It's Sunday. Wait, I need my tea. Oh yes. Pull up a chair. Join me in the workshop. We're gonna have ourselves a little cup of tea and a wee bit of conversation. It's a great time where I'm able to connect with my community. You guys, wherever you are in this big, beautiful world of ours. Welcome back to the workshop. It's gonna be a good day. It's a cold day, very brisk, very foggy, misty morning. But the sun is just peeking up, and it's beautiful. Definitely a big sunrise guy. I love a good sunset, but sunrises, pretty good. Hey, it's Scout. Good to have you, my friend. Welcome. We got a little Darjeeling we're sipping on, warming our bones a little bit. Had D&D last night, had myself a good old blast. As I usually do, right? Big surprise. But what have you guys been working on? Before we start getting busy here in the shop, what have you guys been doing? Justin, hi. Scout, your guess is as good as mine. All of this is a big old mystery to me. The shop is doing good. It's dripping a little bit. It's doing. I've had the Scout sleepover this weekend. Oh, I saw that. That's awesome. I hope it's going really good with all the kiddos. Yeah, but the Steel Stampede is going great. I got a bunch of elements that will house stained glass. Those are all finished and about ready to go up. And then the next step is horses. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I'm curious where today's conversations will take us. We'll let everyone kind of shuffle on in here. I'm just monitoring the chat. Ooh, that's a fun question. How would I have incorporated hooks onto rayless blades? It's an excellent question. I puzzled on it a lot, and it's been years, so it's a little fuzzy. Rayless blades, that's a piece of cake, right? It's a switchblade. Not a piece of cake, though. Like, it was quite a engineering undertaking. But when it came to the hooks, the blades wouldn't transform into hooks. There would be hooks inside of the handles coming out the other side. So it would be almost a double reverse switchblade situation. But yeah, I thought about it, but it was not within even Netflix's budget. But yeah, maybe they will want to do another iteration one day. I loved working with Netflix. They were great. Wonderstorm, the people there were awesome. They gave me like all of their like concept art and all the technical renderings, all that stuff, like everything I needed to like properly recreate those things. It was great. Good question. Jumping around in place, sleeping bags most of the part of the like a potato sack race. That's what I'm visualizing, and I love it. Good old potato sack race, because that's when you get to see people wipe out. Tell me, is there anything funnier than watching someone fall? I know that's evil of me to say, but it is universally funny. You can go anywhere in the world, and if someone wipes out and they're safe and they're okay, that's funny. What's with that? You know it? Why is that so darn funny? I don't know where the hell this came from. Oh, I know exactly where this came from. So this came with a wax disguise kit, right? It's like a little trowel. And because we did, my wife and I, we did wax noses for Halloween. And I don't know, we were messing around with it, and there's this cool little tool. I'm like, I can use that in the shop. Terrence, what the hell is that? I've never seen that before. You don't need to be doing that. Goodness. Wow. That's so sweet of you. today. Usually I like to do a little project, not the big works that I'm usually doing, but a little project, like busy work, stuff that I can kind of like have a conversation while doing. And here it is. So, so long ago, I used to make a lot of jewelry, and I love jewelry. You know, it's fun because it's fun to build, big works of steel, but it's also fun to make very finite works of like copper in stainless steel. So like much like this, like little pendant right here, right? All of it's handmade, all of it's hand forged, the kind of the old way. But as you can see, hi Cal, it's so good to see you. So as you can see, some of these pieces have grown tarnished. This is all hand forged copper. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. And speaking of tiny, tiny, look at this cute little ring. Look at this little rose ring I forged forever ago. Look at it. It's got texture and all sorts of stuff. And I was thinking, while we're hanging out, I could attempt to buff a lot of that oxidation off of there. No, I haven't seen that. Hey, Cameron, how you doing? We might be doing some old jewelry of mine, some refurbishment. I'm actually really proud of this. Look at how fine that scroll work is. That is tiny. That is down to like needles, absolute needles, all just deep, 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 deep on the over the anvil. We have snow. Ooh, how exciting. We don't have snow. It's not quite below freezing, but it's darn close. Very chilly. Oh, Scout, I'm so glad you like it. So I'm thinking if I get these cleaned up, they don't have an owner. And I was thinking I might be able to do like a little limited release or something so you guys can buy them. But yeah, here's like a sheet music pendant, but you see all this oxidation? I got to take that off and reseal all these. They've just been a little neglected, but we could bring that back. It could always come back. Do I have a smaller anvil for that type of work? Justin, that's a great question. Sometimes, yeah. But what's nice about, the way I've set up this anvil is I've left some really sharp edges so that I can work on very fine light work if need be. Great question, great question. I don't do much fussing with like the little tiny jeweler's anvil because they like to bounce around and they like to move. And I don't like that. I like my anvil to be locked in. Whip sword. Ooh, I don't know if I've seen that yet. Is that the new season? I'm not up to date. But yeah, of course. Ooh, you want to draw something. Question is what? So Scout makes draws like super cute like animals and caricatures in that regard. I'm gonna leave it open to the chat. What should Scout, like maybe some ideas? Let's get some ideas formulating. Whipped up some breakfast? Rage. Cheers. What's for breakfast today? Jim from The Office. That's funny. That's a good meme. That's a real good meme. Yeah, usually drawing animals, and they're always really cute, and they're always doing cute stuff. It's great. Scout's work is awesome. If you're ever curious, they post in the Discord. Good old bacon and eggs and hash browns. Oh, yeah. Hey, don't fix it if it ain't broke, right? Yeah, time zones. Heck of a thing. How long have you been on? Just started. I'm excited to finally catch your live stream. Well, hey, Strange Blacksmith, I'm glad to have you, partner. We just fired this thing up. I just poured my first cup of tea. I might be refurbishing some old tiny little jewelry that I created a long time ago. This has been years now. And I might refurbish some of this stuff and put it on the website. We'll see. No plan yet. Ooh, I'm drawing a moose crossing a river during a winter storm. That sounds amazing. The charcoal really helps dramatize the mood. Justin, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to see that. Wow. Ooh. There's a Q&A sticker? What the heck is that? I'm gonna go try jewelry. Yeah, you should. Jewelry is very peaceful work, especially when you're usually working with like large scale, whatever. It's nice to get like kind of finite and challenge that eye that you have, you know? Posting, oh, no, you never do too many. Absolutely. Absolutely. Please post. We love it. Brightens our day. So I blame you for my continued posting. Yeah, blame me. Yeah, KC, never stop posting. It brightens our day. Absolutely. Are you excited for the Thanksgiving feast? Oh, rage? Yes. Always. Just an eater, man. I love it. Burn a lot of calories, and I like to eat a lot of calories. What is everyone's favorite Thanksgiving food? That's a fun question for you all. For me, it's like trios, right? It's not just one thing. It's not the ham. It's not the yams, whatever. It's an amalgamation, because there's an art form when it comes to mixing like your cranberry sauce with your turkey and your like stuffing, getting that perfect trio to talk to each other, because you have the acidity and the brightness of the cranberry sauce. You have it's just so good. It's so good. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. How do you beard and mustache combo? I don't know. It just happened this way, Greens, beans, potatoes, you name it. Casey. Oh God, speaking of memes, that's a classic right there. I'm a fiend for a good mashed potato. I make a good mashed potato and gravy if that's in the cards for the rest of the dinner, right? But you can't make a good gravy with just any old thing, right? But I make mashed potatoes a lot throughout the year, so that's not the top Thanksgiving food for me. Hi, Void. Welcome. Or am I a weaponsmithing? No, I'm architectural. I specialize in big chandeliers, portals, and like I got this railing behind me that's still the works. Make a bunch of different types of jewelry. I do all sorts of stuff, but mainly big, a lot of sculptures and things. But today I might be refurbishing some old jewelry that I forged years ago that I've just gone into. I didn't store them well, and yeah, maybe I'll take the drum out and buzz some of that oxidation off. The main, side, and dessert. Oh, we got to do categories. You're right. You're so right. Rage, 100%. For the love. Oh my gosh, welcome. So good to see you. Your drawings are always make me smile, right? Exactly. Ditto. All right, you're right. Let's just start. This is a fun conversation, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. After all this, I'm gonna go into the house and we're gonna rampage. Let's start with mains. Let's just start there. What's everyone's favorite Thanksgiving main? I want to say turkey, but a good turkey is like top tier. But like dry, flavorless turkey, oh man, it's not good. It's like a mouthful of sawdust. Definitely taking ham over turkey. It's true. Or like a beef Wellington when you're getting real fancy. Or like some type of roast, like a tri-tip in the oven, slaps. Oh man! But I'm still gonna lean into that turkey because there is the room for how good it can be if it was like brined and deep fried, or like someone really seasoned it up well. Maybe you did a little butter under the skin, maybe a little seasoning under the skins. Hoo yeah, that's good stuff. Christmas vacation turkey, Justin. Yeah, 100%. That's what I was thinking too. But save the neck for me, Clark. A smoked turkey? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you get a little creative with that turkey, you can get into that S tier. All right, so how about sides? I think for me, sides, stuffing. A good, and I'm not talking like a good stuffing, and like not, oh yeah, I'm gonna get weird with my stuffing this year. No, keep it simple, keep it straight. Keep it just good old stuffing. Moist, savory, soggy bread. Hell yeah, count me in. All right, Scout. If I draw a bat, should I give it a hat? Oh, and what kind of hat? Oh, God, obviously needs a hat. I'm torn. I'm torn between a proper top hat, like a Victorian era top hat, because he could be a fancy bat. Maybe give him a little monocle, or one of those colorful like propeller hats that kids would run around with. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? And he's tucked in and he's using that for propulsion. His vertical takeoff is that little propeller hat. I'm torn. Oh, Jidge. That's awesome. Save the creativity for the turkey. That's what I'm talking about, David. Oh, we got our foodies here today. Yeah, I know, but it'll have spread wings. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah, it'd be like a little airplane, with this like little propeller hat. I love that. I'm from the South and we call it dressing. True that. But at least we're talking about the same thing. Nomenclature aside. It's not Joseph, it's Jidge. Yeah, it's Jidge now, damn it. All the neighborhood kids are walking their dogs and stuff like that. Atta boy. Yeah. Rage. What now? Are we getting into desserts? Okay, blackberry lemon pie. Now that's what I'm talking. You have that deep, rich, like sweetness of the blackberry, but you have that lemon to lift it up with the acidity. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, and it's nice and tart. Boom. Anything lemon. Anything with a citrus in there, lime or lemon. Cool. You got me lining up for like my third plate. 100%. Buttermilk pie every time. Oh my God. Chocolate pudding. What's my favorite dessert? Oh my God. Honestly, you know what my favorite dessert is? The one that I have access to. It's like I'm not picky. It's anything. God, I got a big old sweet tooth. I got a kind of an everything tooth. Ooh, an apple pie. Ooh, or maybe like an apple crumble. I'm a big fan of a crumble. Pooh. God, you guys are getting me on my. We gotta change the subject, y'all. Ooh, pecan pie. I'm now just learning the joys of a pecan pie. Ooh, man. How about did we cover sides enough? I don't know. My aunt makes a pretty good pumpkin cheesecake that is real naughty. Deviled eggs. Is that an hors d'oeuvre? Is that an appetizer? Because deviled eggs, that is way up there. Also, like a good spinach dip, with like a pita chip or something like that. Golly, man, I'm getting hungry. Crunchy green bean casserole. Oh yeah, with like the cream of mushroom going on. Cold doggies. Totally fair. Pecans are an acquired taste, to be certain. Ooh, a blueberry dessert. And it's tough. Blueberries. I didn't. Who would have thought you go into a blacksmith shop to talk about the kitchen? Blueberries are delicious when done well. Because blueberries don't really have much of a flavor for themselves. They're very mild. So it's very tough to get that real punchy blueberry flavor. So there are two kinds of propeller hats, one with a cap and one with a brim. Oh, just the cap. That's what I had in my head. Ooh, and it'd be cute if his ears were able to like come out of the holes in the top, but the propeller's got to be high enough not to give him a little off the top. You know what I mean? Whenever their husband eats it, rage. 100%. Oh my God. What do you think? Should we keep chit-chatting, or should I get busy maybe refurbishing some stuff? How do you guys feel? Oh, there's another one. I just remembered. Once I find it. Where are you? Where the heck did it go? I swear it was right here. Well, that's a mystery. That's a mystery to be solved at another date. I do believe that autocorrect is all of our enemy. You know what I mean? Rest is hard work. You know what, Rage? You're exactly right. Yesterday, I got a little rest in. Got a little bit. I actually went and saw my nephew's soccer game. He's a goalie, and he rocked. He did great. I was so proud of him. Ooh. Oh, man, that little bit of a chill. I need a little warm-up. You know what I mean? You guys have a little something you're sipping on? You got a little something hot in your cup? I hope you do. We're approaching wintertime. Get cozy. It's one of my favorite times of the year when things kind of slow down a little bit. We're able to throw another extra, depending on where you are in the world, Southern Hemisphere, forget what I'm saying. But there's something special about throwing an extra blanket on the bed, Royal? Oh my goodness. Well, that's very kind of you. Cheers, my friend. Just finished a Coca-Cola Classic. Nice. Good. Yeah, I'm thinking about refurbishing some of this old jewelry. Yeah, it's a piece of sheet music that's over 100 years old. And it says Pretty Almond Eyes on there. Lovely. I encased it in the resin. But yeah, I need to do some work on these things. But I am terribly proud. Even though these are from years ago, like all that, like tiny, we're talking like needles down for those scrolls and all that stuff. And everything's done on edge and just neat, lovely little pendant, But I love this, like all the little texture on this tiny little rose ring. Like this thing hardly even fits like on the tip of my pinky. But it'll make someone happy. I'll probably put this on my shop at some point. Love your fancy work. I love it too. I like fancy. I like gaudy. I like maximalism. Okay, stop it. That's so kind of you to say. How about this? Let me go grab my Dremel. Grab some tools. Actually, I can even take you with me. Let me see. Oh, here, I'll show you what. So I got all these pieces of plate all cut out and finished up. And those are going to go on that second story element up there. That will hold a lot of stained glass. Let me put you back. I'll put you back. I'm going to grab my Dremel. There it is. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Get that Dremel out of here. trying to think what. So there's a lacquer. There's a lacquer on these pieces. So I'm gonna have to work my way through that. And I'm thinking a cloth tool might just be soft enough to take that off. But to get through the oxidation, I might need a very fine wire brush. So we'll see what we need. We're gonna find out. You know, where it is all experimentation. It's always an experiment, I feel like. All right. I think we start with this one, and maybe I can just start on the back. Might be a good place to start. Let's see what we have. See, like this is what I was immediately thinking. Definitely none of these like sharp burrs, but something like this, like pretty much not so much a wire, but like a nylon thread brush. Just kind of like equip ourselves, you know. Let's get our arsenal set up. I also got this fun little guy. Ah, here we go. Here we go. These are the tools I'm looking for. I also have some really soft polishing pads where I'll put some jeweler's rouge on there and get this thing electric shiny. Electric shiny. That's a term. At least it is now. All right. So, between these, I feel like we got what we need. You know what I mean? Ooh, did I cold work or did I hot work the copper? Mostly cold, but I'm sure there were certain times like this was hot. This little rose, that was hot. You can just tell by the oxidation, and you know, like I got some good deep texture in there. All the striations. Most of this was hot, but finished cold. So I can work harden the copper a little bit. You know, because when you heat copper up, it softens greatly, and especially if you quench it, it really becomes plastic. So when you're working with copper, if this thing was still annealed, I could just go and just bend it like it was clay, because it's so light and thin. But I needed to work a lot of this cold, at least finish it cold, so that I got some work harden going on, you know? Have I ever done any work with copper wire? No. Well, this started as copper wire, like electric wire, and I transformed it all into all of these different shapes. And look, you have this like little sight through and this like kind of cool winding. Oh, it's just neat. Like, because I would build this the same way that I'd build a huge metal construct. You know what I mean? And it's fun to do. It's fun to work that way. You know, almost doing tiny, massive architectural works. You know what I mean? All right. What do we got on this thing? We don't need a sander. The problem is, we need the power. I'm gonna go grab my power cord. Be right back. All right, got that. Now I need some safety glasses because I'm not wanting to dig anything out of my eyeball. You know, been there, done that. Have any of you ever experienced that? Digging something out of your eyeball is not fun, especially when, like, you know, I might as well give you a horror story to kind of get you guys being safe. But like, I had to go to the eye doctor because there's a razor sharp piece of steel that blew into my, like, right in the center of my iris pupil. And he had to kind of, he's like, okay, hold still, and just like drill into my freaking eyeball. And I had to stare at it, like going like, ah! It was terrible because it was beginning to rust. It's gnarly. So, word to the wise, wear safety glasses. Yeah, you do. Fish that billet out. Absolutely. From your eyelid. Ooh, big with a big ass magnet. Yeah. Eyelids are tough because they'll like scrape. As you blink and move your eye around, it just continues to scratch your eye. Oh, nasty, nasty stuff. All right. I'm gonna a little bit of magnification on this piece so that I can see really up close what I'm doing. You know what I mean? All right, let's see here. I'm gonna go 1 for now. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's plug us in. And I'm curious if maybe I could like bring you even closer, or what the heck I'm doing. Ooh, I got an idea. Hang tight. It's a little unorthodox, but it's gonna work out. Oh, boom! Look at there. And you know what? I think I could even zoom. Oh, we're learning. Okay, I'm thinking about maybe starting with this little guy. Let's start with this little guy and just see what we can come up with. And I'm thinking I might start with. Ooh, we got Butterfingers this morning. I like this. It's a very soft bristle. I like this. This is a nice soft bristle synthetic brush. It's not wire, but first T. Hello from Oregon. Hi, Oregon. All right, let's get ours in the chuck here. This is called a chuck if you're unfamiliar. Let's get this tool in there and let's just do a little test fire. I'm gonna start nice and slow because this is all very experimental. It feels like something new. Let's see what we got here. I'm just looking to take that finish off. And you know what? If this takes me a little while, that's okay. I'm going to crank up the heat a little bit. Okay. We're learning. And what we learned is we started soft and I wanted to kind of escalate up nice and slow. What we did learn though is that this soft synthetic brush is not coarse enough to go through the much harder, lacquer that is sealed with. So let's turn up a little bit. Let me turn my speed back down. Let's see what this does. Still nice and slow. I think we can give it a little bit more. I think we got our system down. Yeah, that's gonna look good. It's gonna look really good. And honestly, I think we can get even a little bit more aggressive. And I'm curious to see if this is in fact a little bit more aggressive. I don't know. I kind of want to try it. I want to see how all these things respond so that I can make better decisions, good decisions as I move forward through this little refurbishment. Come on now. Catastrophe. We spilled the tea. That's all right though. Nobody panic because we got more. All right. The apron got a little bit of a drink, but that's okay. I know, not the tea. It's a tragedy, but that's all right. Everything's gonna be just fine. All right, let's see how this thing does. Okay, it is indeed finer. Oops, sorry, Chuck. Let's get back to our tried and true, little brush. Here we go. Tea break. What I like about this is this process is nice and slow, but look at just on that one spot, we got like a lot of shine coming through. And what I like about shine is it becomes dynamic. You can be across the room from somebody wearing this piece and you'll see it electrify when it hits the right lighting, and all of a sudden it'll hit you from like across the room. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite things is when you can capture light. All right, let's see. I could probably even zoom in even more. Look at that. All right, you guys seeing okay? Love your metalwork. Thank you, Travis. I kind of want to jump over. You know what I want to do? This was a good experiment. I'm going to get back to it. But this lovely little ring, this tiny, tiny, tiny little ring, this little rose, I want to polish her up. This is, and I might put these are from years ago, years and years ago. And I might put these back on my shop, because they just don't have a home. And like, look at all, just like there's so much texture and detail that I can't wait to bring out. But I'm tempted though. Do I leave those low edges so they still stand out? If I buff this thing completely flat, you might not be able to see all those little details. So I'm now at a dilemma. Have you ever worked with quartz and similar stones? Yeah, here's a stone right here. Oh gosh, there's a stone in this little one, right there. I believe that is a quartz. It's not a diamond, but it is like a clear kind of quartz situation. Let's see how this thing responds. Very delicate. Cool. All right. So you can already see she's beginning to liven up a little bit. But what my biggest concern here is to not polish it into those deeper recesses. Because that's where you get all your contrast. That's where you get all your texture. Because over here, I want to continue keeping all that hand forged. These are little hammer marks, a little tiny hammer, and I want to maintain those. So there's some depth. There needs to be that little bit of depth. man, it's been a long time since she's looked this good. Look at that. Just love it. Just so delicate. And this is just, I love how this can flex and move a little bit. This is just kind of wrapped. Love this piece. This was kind of a triumph for me back in the day. I like it. Cute little thing, All right. I think it's a tea break time. I think it's for a little tea break. I got to zoom out a little bit. My God, sorry. Woo. Let me move you up. All right. There we go. That was a little intense. Sorry, folks. Cameron, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. And I'm so happy you like it, Grab some water real quick. That's better. All right. Whoa, about lost my safeties. Yeah, I like it. And it's got a nice polish to it now. Has a good luster. I'll seal it back up. And actually, I think what I'm going to do next is actually give it a proper little polish with some really soft stuff. And I have, oh yeah, primo. I got this pad with a lip. Let me throw it across the shop real quick. It already has a tiny, tiny little bit of Jeweller's Rouge already on it, which I think will be suitable. If I have too much Jeweller's Rouge on there, it'll mess with the finish. I need to have that kind of taken off. But you got to be when you're doing this type of work, especially with a Dremel or something like that, you got to be very conscious of the direction of your tool, which way it's spinning. Because with these fine little parts like this, it can grab. You can grab onto that little thing and all of a sudden just bind up and boom, and it either breaks this or tears something up. Let me just kind of see how this works a little bit. Don't need the safeties much for this. Oh, it does work a little bit. I like that. Can't tell if I like the brushed finish or the rouge finish. Haven't figured it out yet. Ooh, had to open the windows. Ooh, I gotta love a good thunderstorm. We don't have them enough around here, but that gets me fired up. Good old thunder. Oh, man. Yeah, love me some thunder. Probably because it happens so infrequently. If it happened all the time, I probably wouldn't be as crazy about it. Oh, they're back at it again. Let me fix that. There we go. I'm so glad you like the ring. Daniel. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go just like a very light lacquer, just to kind of seal from oxidation. And yeah, I'm thinking about putting these back on my shop. There's only one. I only make one of a kind pieces. I don't, do any lost wax or anything like that. This is all hand formed copper. And I might throw them back on the shop. These are from years ago. Something kind of from the vault, you know what I mean? Oh, wait a minute. This is actually a fun question. Ooh, the baddest finish in post on Discord? Awesome. All right, Daniel, hear you. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 25 duck-sized horses? Okay, now this is gnarly. Because normal ducks are gnarly. Just a normal run-of-the-mill duck is a battle to the death. They're heavy duty, So a horse-sized duck is utterly terrifying. Might as well be a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You know what I mean? I think the 25 duck-sized horses is the only answer. That's the only answer. Absolutely. Because then you're just high stepping, you know? This, I'm not even gonna imagine, punting horses, but that's what would be going down for sure. Horses are definitely stronger, but a duck-sized horse, that's not very strong. You know? I think the horses are so strong is because they have that like size, right? They're big. Good question though. I love would you rathers. Do you guys have more would you rathers? I love a good would you rather. Hit me with them. Let's see what you got. Ever had a scooter to the ankle bone? Oh, outrage. True. A little like, a little back kick. Oh man, and they also have to do that front pawing thing. Ooh man. Yeah, imagine a horse kicking you. I mean, that would definitely hurt. But it's a little horse. Also, what size ducks? Are we're talking geese, or are we talking like little paddling ducks? That is true. Imagine a horse kicking you. That would be tough. That would be tough. Yeah, hit me with some would you rathers. Duck-sized horse, and like I trust a farrier here. You're dealing with horses all the time and has ducks. I think that's our primary expert here. Strange Smith, yeah. I agree. Yeah. Horse-sized duck, no, sorry, duck-sized horse is the way to go. Yeah. But they are pack animals, and they could stampede. Like now I'm thinking like, ooh, the pack tactics of this. Would you rather have hairy teeth or teethy hair? Hairy teeth, no way. The sensory experience of that would be heinous. Yeah, teethy hair. And they would like clack and clatter like beads. I think that'd be great. Maybe that's a new hairstyle. I don't know. Sleep in a room with a humidifier full of urine. Oh, God, no, rage. Or in a bed of peanut butter. Bed of peanut butter. Throw a little jelly in there and have yourself a snack. Used to train ducks for the Let's see if I read that right. Used to train ducks for the circus. Jennifer, are you kidding me right now? You can train ducks? Yeah, bed of peanut butter for sure. But that's some sticky stuff. And if you have like hair, that's tough, man. Jennifer's my kind of woman. Does that mean you had your ducks in a row? Sorry. I know, peanut butter in the hair would be tough. I'd have to be in like a bonnet. Or like, if I could stuff it all in like a swimmer's thing, it'd be totally fine. Yes, and then they had to go to therapy. You guys are funny today. Hit me with some more would you rathers. I love this. Ooh, Viking vibes. Yeah, we're just here in the blacksmith shop, and we're talking would you rathers. I was cleaning up some jewelry, and I'd much rather talk about would you rathers. Those are fun. Yeah, Don just tip over urine, 100%. That is a foul scent, to be certain. Let's go some more. I want some more. Feed me. I love these things. Let's see it, chat. Oh, I'm ready. I'm so ready. I got my answers ready to go. Ooh, what do I like to make? I like to make all sorts of things, from giant architectural constructs and sculptures to tiny works of art like this little copper pendant. Like all over the place. I just like to create. That's what I was born to do, and that's what I do every day. And we're just kind of here having a cup of tea and having a little chat on a Sunday. Beautiful Sunday at that. It's gorgeous today. But right now, even more importantly, We're talking would you rathers. So hit me. Hit me with some would you rathers. Are you on a set or in your house patio? Awesome. This is just my workshop. This is my blacksmith shop. Currently building this iron banister. That'll be a stampede of horses. And stained glass stampeding and tearing down these stairway. I do all sorts of stuff. Check out my stuff. It's a lot of fun. Have I ever sold my stuff at a Ren fair? No. I just like to go to Ren fairs. No, I'm usually booked out a couple of years for commissions. Would you rather fly or teleport? Ooh, that's fun. What are the stipulations on the teleportation? That's the big question here. What are the stipulations on the teleportation? Is it somewhere I've been, somewhere I've seen, or is it just like I just go boom? Because flying would be great, but am I the only person that can fly? And all of a sudden I'm on the evening news, chased down by a chopper. Like, okay, we're in hot pursuit of this strange-looking guy with long hair ripping through the sky. You know what I mean? Beam me up, Scotty. Jennifer, yeah. I'm tempted to teleport. As much fun as flying is, I could teleport to like that plane and get some flying out of my system there. Ooh, got a musical side? Oh yeah, play a lot of instruments, from the bagpipes to the squeeze box to a little bit of guitar. But yeah, I listen to a lot of classical while I work. If it was like the movie Jumper, do you do with the teleport? Yeah, you can look at a postcard or like at the pyramids and boom, you're there. I like teleport. But the freedom of flying is crazy, I know. But imagine if you were trying to go to Europe. That's a cold flight. For hours, you're just like, ugh, teeth are chattering. You got like frost in the beard, you're just kind of like, yeah, you're fighting your way across the, I would like to just, I want to be on a beach with a pina colada and then all of a sudden I'm over in Switzerland having myself, some strutzel or something like that. I don't know. I teleport all day. You can fly like really fast, like Superman. Oh, that's true. But do I have like super durability or like are my cheeks flapping? Can I teleport drunk? Ooh, that's a fun. Yeah, can I get a DUI if I'm flying under the influence? Because if I went to Oktoberfest, you better believe I'm sampling the local fare. All right, that's a fun conversation. Yeah, I think, with all these stipulations, I think it's teleport. It's gotta be. Chat, sound off. What's your guys' choice? Ooh, invisibility or super strength. I have very little use for invisibility. I like visibility. I enjoy visibility. Like here right now, I get to have this lovely conversation. If I was invisible, I wouldn't be able to connect with you guys. How boring would that be? Super strength all day. It'd make installations so easy. Oh my God, I could have like a 500-pound hammer and I could forge so quickly. Probably teleport as well. Nice, Scout. Yeah, make flying a little unpleasant. True. Jennifer, you guys are hilarious. Hey, thanks for refreshing your Sunday. You know what? And thank you for refreshing mine. This is a great moment where we're able to kind of get together, have some silly conversations, don't take ourselves too darn serious, and have some laughs. It's good times. I love these little Sunday chats. Super strength paired with durability is true. Because I feel like you need that super durability if you have that super strength. You know what I mean? Super speed versus super intelligence. Oh, hyper intelligence. Oh my God. If I knew half the things I've forgotten, oh yeah. Be incredible. Super intelligence is amazing. You can learn all sorts of different languages. You can communicate with people. Like you can just, through a book and learn it. Oh, super intelligence for sure. Good questions. Man, superpowers are a fun conversation, apparently. Oh, these are fun. Okay. Would you rather read minds or have the ability to know any three things about anyone? Oh, read minds and play poker. Rage. Great use of that ability, my friend. Good on you. There, you member you. I like the idea of knowing three things. But here's my question to you. And don't get too dark on me. Don't spoil the mood, because there's a lot of directions we can go here. I don't want to read minds because I don't want to know. No one actually wants to know. You don't want to know, like, oh God, this guy's a total fool. I don't want to know that. I know people think it a lot, but yeah, But what I would like to know three things. And here's just off the top of my head, the three things I would love to know about just perfect strangers or all of you, whatever, is like what's, actually, let me think about this. Let me really think about this. What is your most proud moment, right? What's your proudest achievement? What's your proudest moment? Because I don't think we think about that enough. And I'd love to bring that up with people. It'd be super creepy. Like, how'd you know I graduated college with honors? It'd be super creepy. But it would be amazing to let people, maybe you can share it with them. Let people relive their greatest triumphs. That would be pretty cool. Because I don't think we think about that enough. We think about our shortcomings way too often, right? It's way easier, lower fruit to pick from. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I have a library of things that I think about that make me laugh. and it's usually someone crashed and burned, or I crashed and burned, or someone got real scared by a practical joke. And I have a library of those that I visit all the time, damn near daily. My wife, Casey, she gives me crap because I'll just be walking around the house, laughing my ass off because I'm thinking about a funny memory. So proudest achievement and funniest memory, because those things are just hysterical. And especially for people to tell you stories about their funniest memory is amazing. And the third, what's their dream? What's their dream? I think we're at our best when we're dreaming, when we're seeing something that inspires us and maybe think that, what else is possible, Anyways, I need to get back to the chat. True. I saw the Dragon Prince got renewed, yes. Scout, totally. She hasn't done that in a bit. She hasn't come visited me in the shop. She hasn't spooked me in a while. 2 times, Jennifer? By the same kid in 5 minutes? I mean, fool you once. But dang, twice by the same kid. Every time I think it was due to laughing. Yeah, it's true, Jennifer. Man, 3rd time's a charm, though. There's going to be some repercussions. Oh, Joe, what's my favorite book? That's a fun question. Hobbit is way up there for obvious reasons. That was some of our first good fantasy read. It's one of the grandfathers of our modern fantasy. But I do believe, and I've answered this before, sorry if this is repetitive for you guys, but House in the Cerulean Sea, so good. And it's not just the book, it's the narrator. The gentleman, I can't remember his name, but the gentleman that reads the audiobook on Audible for House in the Cerulean Sea, it's amazing. Do your soul a favor and listen to House in the Cerulean Sea. It's good. It's my favorite book. She's waiting for the right time. Greg, don't put that evil out there. God, it's been so long, so it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a really scared one because it's been so long. Ooh, rage. Know the future or know all of what truly happened in the past. Whoa, that's interesting. Now that's a very interesting thought, because rage, as we all know, as I hope we all know, past is very subjective still. It's not 20, when they say the past is 2020, it's not true. Maybe through your lens, but just because you experienced it one way doesn't mean that was the whole truth. That's pretty major. And I feel like the future is meant to be mysterious. You know, it's meant to be mysterious. I feel like the past. I don't dwell in the past. I'm definitely a forward-looking sort of a gent, but I don't want to know the future. You know, where's the fun in that? You know, we're here to experience stuff, and you can't experience in real time if you know what's coming. I'd be the greatest historian in Greg. That's I didn't even think about the academic works you can do when it comes to the past. I was thinking personal paths. I was thinking boring personal traumas and stuff like that. Is it? That's the caveat, though. Rage, sound off, buddy. Are we talking world history, or are we talking personal history? Because if it's world history, oh my God, yeah. How'd they build the pyramids? What is Stonehenge for? Oh yeah, I want to know all that stuff. Ah, yeah, rewrite. You know, oh man, Yvonne with the wisdom. You couldn't just prove it. Oh yeah, how could you prove it? Well, I guess you could like, oh, that's tough. Yeah, everything's just so subjective. Knowing everything in the past. Oh yeah, knowing everything for sure. Knowing everything in the past would be amazing. But yeah, I feel like if you can utilize that tool, but also couple it in like a skill constellation, right? We talk about those sometimes. Couple it with good like investigation practices to where you can like put evidence to your findings. You know, you could show them evidence, and it's not just like, oh, actually, blah blah blah. You know, you couldn't just like have an opinion because, of course, and they should question you. Sorry, I'm a historian. True. Oh, there it is, Greg. You would know where the truth is buried. Yes. Ooh, would you rather have a strong sense of danger or know when something you want is about to happen? Ooh, th- that might be one of the best yet. That might just be one of the best yet. Luckily, a lot of trauma in my past has given me a heightened sense of danger. You know, got danger sense. But I love the idea of being able to know when something good's about to happen because all too often, and I know all of us have been in this boat, I feel like sometimes we quit right when it was all about to pay off. You know, when things are hard. And I think that happens a lot to people. When you quit right before it's gonna pay off. Like there's a meme, right? Like the guy mining and he gives up right before he hits pay dirt. And I think that really goes for just not giving up. You know, maybe that's today's lesson. I don't know. Don't give up. Keep digging. Either it be a skill set, a career choice, perhaps a love interest. Who knows? Just keep grinding. You know, like persistence and fortitude, perseverance. Those are good. Those are good things. Those are good attributes. You know, like I don't think I've ever heard someone say I tried too hard for too long. Beard advice. Sorry, I'm the wrong guy. It just happens this way. I don't do any oils. I don't do anything. I wish I had a better answer for you. It just grows this way. In a spectral form. Whoa. Not just have the knowledge. Oh my God, you can go back and like check it out. That's major. That's a huge superpower. Be like the Spectre. You know? Oh, a little shout out. NMA drawer. Yeah. Go check that out. They're trying to get to 1K currently. Go check them out. You know, see what they're all about. Of course. Ooh. reminds me of Bran. Yeah, the Raven. You bet. 100%. That's exactly. You can. Ooh, but would you learn? Like, would you lose sense of now? That's always my greatest fear. You know, like if one thing was a blessing and you could like, ooh, I can go back in time and I could relive all these different things. Would you lose sense of now? Because I feel like sense of now is its own superpower. You know, not living in the past, not just being ahead in the clouds for the future, being present with me right now, drinking a cup of tea right now, guys. That's today's superpower. And I want to share it with you all. You know, so be present. Look around you to those that, if you're lucky enough to be surrounded by loved ones, family, if you're super lucky, be present today. Maybe that's today's goal. I don't know. I'm just over here talking at the anvil. But I do believe there's something to being present. It's good stuff. Is Game of Thrones good? Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. It was an era. Heard the ending isn't good. It's not as good as it could have been, but who am I? I'm not a showrunner. I don't juggle almost billion-dollar contracts and budgets and stuff. You know, like that's a big job and responsibility to fans of a decades-long series. There's a lot of pressure in there. Who am I to critique Game of Thrones? I think it's still worth a watch. I think it's absolutely worth your time. You know, the landing was a little bumpy, but I still think it's worth your time. Yeah, I agree. Man, being present. Yeah, and that's a superpower that we can all obtain with practice. I like that. You know what? On that note, I'm gonna be present. I'm gonna kind of do this a little bit. You know, I might put these back on my shop. Actually, back on. I've never there, but I made these, and they lay dormant for years, decades, and I might polish them back up and put them on my shop one of these days. I'll be sure to announce it on the Discord. Obviously, they'll probably be available to members and patrons. You know, because they're gonna go quick, and I want to make sure that they're for you guys. You know. But yeah, today, be present. No matter what you're doing. Could even just be with your cat. Be ultra present. The past, behind you, and the future is unknown. So be present, guys. All right, everybody. Freaking love you guys. Don't forget to freaking love each other, okay? Get out there and strike true. And I'll see you next time, all right? Have a terrific Sunday. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye. All right. See ya.